Hi guys. So it was Brent Midland's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Brent. And I was looking at all these old pictures of Brent and looking at his keyboard rig and everything, and it really got me thinking and remembering about how when I was younger, I built a replica of Brent Midland's rig with the help of some very important people. And one of his keyboard that's probably recognizable to Brent fans was his Kurzweil Midiboard that he used in the 80s, from 87 to 90 until he passed away. It's a 100-pound keyboard, and it hasn't been made probably since about 88 or something. There weren't all that many built. To this day, they're probably still the best keyboard for a lot of reasons. Also, still the most impractical keyboard because they weigh 100 pounds, and with a case. Anyway, here's the one I used to use. So you can imagine the weight of 100 pounds plus whatever this case weighs. It's a lot. And I got tennis elbow from carrying it around. These are all the days before I had anybody to help me out with my stuff. So anyway, I thought I'd take a look. 5 years ago, I actually, well, let me tell you the story while I open this. 5 years ago, I played my first recreation show with Phil Lesh at Terrapin Crossroads. And I brought out my Midiboard and my whole rack of synthesizers that the Midiboard controls. This one just happens to be easier to get to. Let's see. Wait, is there no way to flip this around now? I guess not. Anyway, this one happens to be easier to get to. The same one is in this big case. This is actually the one that I played last. This was my first one. I own 3 of them presently because they're just so cool. I don't want to get rid of them. Yeah, they have wooden keys, if you can see. These are real piano keys. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. They have an action unlike any other keyboard that you're going to find today. Reason being is that the whole length of this keyboard is where the keys go. The pivot point is right around here. It gives a feel much like a piano, but very quick. You could play really quick. So, a little bit of a faster response than even a good grand piano. But the wooden keys, it's got something called aftertouch, polyphonic aftertouch, which means I could take this key and I could, you could move it back and forth. You could press down harder, basically, and you get like a vibrato. Depending on the sound that you're using, it could drastically change the sound or subtly. So that's a really cool feature that you don't find in any other keyboard. I don't know what else. It's just the thing is just truly awesome, other than the weight. So, it's got no built-in sounds at all. So you're relying on external rack mount synthesizers. Anyway, before I get ahead of myself, let me just tell you that this is the first time I've touched or looked at this keyboard or a Midiboard since that first recreation show with Phil Lesh. He loved seeing it. He was really impressed. He thought it was cool. So what you do, because like I said, it doesn't have any built-in sounds, controls a bunch of synthesizers. And those synthesizers are all stored in this big rack right here. There's a whole bunch of them in there. And each one of those are synthesizers that Brent Midland owned himself and played with the Grateful Dead. And so I had the whole thing going. Took a lot of programming. But yeah, with the help of a lot of professional people from the Grateful Dead organization, or really not a lot of people, but with a lot of help from especially one person from the Grateful Dead organization, it really, I was able to put the whole thing together, and what a joy it was. You know, I've played in Grateful Dead tribute bands all my life before I hooked up with Phil, so it was so fun to play it. However, here's what happened. At that first recreation show, in the middle of maybe the second or third song, everything went out. All it takes is one cable out of dozens and dozens of cables to become disconnected or broken or something, and the whole system could go down, or part of the system could go down, and it basically becomes useless. So ever since that one night, and luckily I did have my new keyboard with me, the newer keyboard, Nord, which I use to this day. And that's sample based. Switched right over to that really quick and finished the show. And I said, you know what? I'm never bringing this unreliable shit out again when I've got the Nord. But it, you know, for its time, man, it was an amazing keyboard. And even to this day, it has features that no other keyboard has. And that's what I do. I do crazy things. I replicate Brent Midland's keyboard and play it for years and years and years. And never get rid of it because I love it. But yeah, real cool, real fun to have. And thanks for being here while I revisited my memories. And